Hi, I hope you're having a great day. In this video we're going to talk about who's my favorite speaker, a little bit about her life and why do I admire her. And at the end, I'll try to imitate one of my favorite parts of one of her TED Talks. Disclaimer, I don't know much about TED Talks, and I only saw them before for solving exercises for my English class. But for doing this project, I watched tons of TED Talks and got really into them. I know now why people like them. They share stories and problematics for you to understand and learn something in a more pleasant way. Well, let's get right into it. For what I've seen, my favorite speaker is Mariana Tencio. I saw a lot of people that talked and got into you very well, but I didn't got personally attached to them, so I just didn't got interested into investigating much more about them. But when I saw the first video that popped up of her, I was really attached. Not just because of her way of communicating, also because she's very empathic and she transmits a lot of emotion, making the tech talk feel more real. Also, her TED Talk is about a very serious problematic that has happened to everyone. For example, racism. She talks about it in a very fluent and easy way to understand it, and talks to you like you were a close friend, someone to trust. After investigating a lot about her life, I truly comprehend what she was talking about in one of her TED Talks, making me feel more close to her and what she got through. And also, it was inspiring to see her overcoming her problems and reaching out to be one of the best. I admire her due to her bravery, her attitude, her way of speaking, and for not fearing what people might think of you, for standing up and saying what she believes it isn't right. Well, now let me tell you a little bit about Mariana. Mariana Tencio is a Venezuelan American bilingual journalist and author. She was born the 2nd of April of 1984 in Caracas. She holds a master's degree from the Columbia University Graduate School of Journalism. She has also worked for Univision and Fusion TV, where she worked as an investigator, reporter, and in the news. She won a lot of awards, including the Grace Award and the Peabody Award. Both awards were for investigations that were very controversial and presented serious problematics. For example, the Peabody Award is granted for a very important and shocking story. In her investigation, which translates as Fast and Furious, and no, it isn't the movie of which you're thinking about. The investigation reveals how the US government armed Mexican drug cartels from 2006 to 2011. When Mariana worked for Univision, she became an anchor for the network's The Morning Show, a 2-hour program featuring a mix of hard news, future stories, and live interviews. And as a reporter for Fusion, her national headliner award-winning segment on Hearting the Thumb, her reporter entitled Mexico Massacres received recognition from the National Association of Hispanic Journalists. And also, in recent years, Atencio covered major natural disasters, including the earthquake in Mexico, as well as the aftermath of hurricanes like Maria, Harvey, Florence, Michael, and Dorian. And one very interesting fact is that for ABC's news, she interacted with Pope Francis on live television for immigrants who wanted to ask the Pope some questions. As you can see, she's not your regular speaker. She got tons of awards and credits for what she has done. She has accomplished a lot of goals in her life at a still young age. It's inspiring. Well, now that you know a little bit more about her, it's time to try and imitate one of her best TED Talks, titled What Makes You Special.
Everywhere we went, I realized that people just saw a poor girl in a wheelchair. They were unable to see anything beyond that. After fighting like a warrior, I can thankfully tell you that today my sister is walking and has recovered beyond anyone's expectations. Thank you.
But during that traumatic ordeal, I learned that there are differences that simply suck, and it's hard to find positive in them. My sister is not better of what happened, but she taught me you can't let those differences define you. Being able to imagine yourself beyond what other people see, that is the toughest task of all, but it's also the most beautiful. You see, we all come to this world with a body. People with physical or neurological difficulties, environmentally impacted communities, immigrants, boys, girls, boys who want to dress as girls, girls with veils, women who have been sexually assaulted, athletes who bend their knees as a sign of protest, black, white, Asian, Native American, my sister, you, and or me will want what everyone wants, to dream and achieve. But sometimes society tells us and we tell ourselves we don't fit the mold. What makes me different is what has made me stand out and be successful. The single thing everyone has in common is being human.